When it comes to giving speeches, whether it be in person or live in person over a Zoom call, most people's social anxiety can go through the roof, especially with people with a fear of public speaking. But this was not the case for me with Communications 1 this semester. Today I'm here to inform you about my experience with Comm 1, and we will explore what I thought I would get out of this course, what I liked best, and what I think could be improved in the future. So let's jump right into what I think I was going to be getting out of this course. So the things that I hoped I would get out of this course is a new take on speech. I originally did speech a few years ago. I did it for about 3 years, so I had a little bit of speech under my belt going into this class, but I wanted to refresh my mind and give it a new take, or somewhat of a new take, on speech, and that's what I kind of hoped I would get out of this course, and it definitely didn't disappoint, but we're going to get into that part later. But the thing that I also hoped that I would feel getting out of this class is that I would hopefully be less scared when it comes to talking to a camera or a person when giving a speech. It's definitely a lot easier talking to a camera, but that's just one of the things that I hoped I would get out of it. And another thing that I hoped I would get out of this class is the use of research. I hope I would be able to utilize my resources that I collect better. I hope that I would be able to find more reliable resources and be able to incorporate them to my speech a lot better than I used to be able to, because that was one of my weaknesses when it came to speech, was finding good, reliable resources and then incorporating them into my speech accurately. So now that we've looked at what I thought I would be getting out of this course, let's look at what I think is best about the course. And I overall love the course and the way that I was able to perform my speech and send in my speech. That was one of the biggest things for me, is that I was afraid that I was going to be doing it live in person over Zoom. So the fact that I was able to record a speech and be able to have multiple takes and not have the stress of people looking at me and judging me, the feeling of judging, was a big relief off of my shoulders, and one of the biggest and best things that I thought was in this course. I really enjoy being able to do fail takes and to be able to take the same speech over and over and over again until I'm able to get it close to perfect in order for my peers to review it and have a good speech to listen to. So now that we've looked at what I hope I would get out of this course and what I liked best about the course, finally I'm going to be talking about what I think could be improved upon the course. And as I said before, I didn't really see much that could be improved. I enjoyed the course. But the only thing that I think could be improved, if I had to improve anything, was maybe just the dates that were allowed to access the next week in speech. I had noticed that it was the access date to the next week was at Fridays at midnight, so technically it was on Saturday mornings, you could say. But the thing with that is that I didn't really want to start looking at my homework Saturday morning or midnight on Friday. I kind of wanted to have my weekend open, and as any other person would, they wouldn't really want to do homework over the weekends. So I would kind of just push everything to Mondays and Tuesdays and divvy up the work with doing the outline on the first day and then putting the outline into speech and doing the speech on Tuesdays. I would kind of utilize those 2 days. But it would have been nice to have maybe the Friday, if it was open maybe earlier in the day at around maybe 12 p.m. or a little bit later, just anywhere earlier from 12 a.m. So then I'm able to maybe have a little bit of time to figure out my topic and then find some good reliable resources if I didn't really prefer my peers' resources that they came up with for that topic. I would just want to maybe utilize that last weekday that I have before going into the Monday and Tuesday after that, so then I'm able to take a little bit of the stress and the weight off of myself for Monday and Tuesday. But other than that, I didn't really see any anything else that could be improved. That was my only thing. So today I informed you about my experience with Communications 1, and we explored what I would hope I would get out of this course, what I liked best in the course, and I just shared what I think could be improved in the future. So hopefully next time you take Communications 1, you take all of these things that I'm saying into consideration, and you'll actually want to enjoy taking Communications 1 because it's a pretty good class, and I especially recommend taking Professor Brown because I liked the way he structured the class and he taught all the students, because that was, I think, one of the best things is that you gotta pick a good professor in order to have a really good class. And so I suggest, if you need taking your general ed or your major, to take Communications 1 with Professor Brown in order for you to learn the most, in order to enjoy the class as well. Thank you.